Sheriff Garry McFadden once told me that the names of the victims of Henry Louis Wallace are being erased by time. From May 1992 to March 1994, a period of less than 2 years, Wallace raped, robbed, and killed 10 women in Charlotte before he was stopped. He killed an 11th in his hometown of Barnwell, South Carolina, before he moved here. McFadden told me 5 years ago, most of the city does not know these girls ever existed. They know a serial killer happened, but name one of the girls. 18-year-old Tashonda Bethel was a high school senior whose body was found in a pond in Barnwell, South Carolina in May 1990. She had been raped and strangled. In May 1992, Wallace beat Sharon Nance to death with a rock and left her near some railroad tracks. Nance had a long criminal record, but her family remembered her as a kind and generous sister and daughter who drew, wrote poetry, and cared for her son. Caroline Love, a 20-year-old college student and a friend of Wallace's girlfriend, disappeared in June 1992. After his arrest some 20 months later, Wallace led police to her remains. Love was a prized employee at a Bojangles on Central, arriving each day wearing headphones and listening to rap music. On February 19, 1993, Shauna Hawk, who worked with Wallace at a Taco Bell in East Charlotte, was found floating in her family's tub. The 20-year-old Central Piedmont student was quiet, hardworking, and so unpretentious that on the ride to her junior prom, she took off her fake fingernails and threw them onto Independence Boulevard. On June 25th that same year, police found the body of Audrey Spain. She was 24. Spain, whose parents called her Baby, came to Charlotte from a small town in South Carolina, hoping to work with computers. She wound up at a Taco Bell where she worked alongside Henry Wallace. Valencia Jumper was the next victim 2 months later. The 21-year-old from Columbia, South Carolina was a computer science major at Johnson C. Smith. She met Wallace while she cashiered at a food line on Central Avenue. Her body was found August 10, 1993. A month later, on September 14, 1993, Wallace raped, strangled, and stabbed 20-year-old Michelle Stinson in front of one of her 2 young sons. Stinson was studying at CPCC to become a graphic artist. 6 months passed. On February 4, 1994, Wallace turned up at the door of Vanessa Mack, a 25-year-old mother of 2 who Wallace said he loved from first sight. She too was robbed, raped, and strangled. The attack took place while Mack's 4-month-old daughter, Natalia, was left on a nearby couch. Wallace's 9th victim was Betty Baucom. She was 24 and worked with Wallace's girlfriend at the Bojangles on Central Avenue. Before her death, Baucom talked of transferring to a Bojangles in Sanford to be closer to her fiancé. On March 9, 1994, Wallace raped, robbed, and strangled her, but he left his palm print on her car. Wallace came back late that same night to the same apartment complex and raped and strangled 18-year-old Brandy Henderson, the shy live-in girlfriend of one of Wallace's best friends. When Henderson's 10-month-old son, Tyrese, would not stop crying, Wallace also choked him. The boy survived. On March 12, 1994, police were already searching for Wallace when they found the body of Deborah Ann Slaughter, another one-time co-worker of the killer's girlfriend. Slaughter, 35, tall and strong, had fought her attacker. Friends remembered her for her laugh and sense of humor and the beautiful singing voice she displayed in church choirs. Wallace was arrested the next day. 25 years later, Garry McFadden, a longtime police detective who worked on the case, said he has not forgotten the victims. I see these girls' faces all the time. I think about them. Families lost their loved ones. People lost their daughters. We like to think, move to Charlotte, we'll take care of you. Did we take care of them? No, we did not.